All right, you guys, podcast time. We got the equipment and the perfect business plan. Give our show away for free and tell no one how to find it. Ready?
Welcome to another episode of the Brand X Podcast. I am one of your hosts, John. With me is Deuce.
Come stop, bitches.
And Joe.
Tally ho.
And today we have a special in-studio guest, superfan Dave. How you doing, Dave?
Hey.
There we go.
I can't figure out. I'm trying to think of a...
Listen, Dave, if you're going to keep yapping all day, I don't know if this is going to work. You know, you got to let us get a word in every once in a while. So we've moved the studio around. If you're watching on Facebook Live, it looks less it still looks like a dungeon. But anyhow,
less militia-like.
Less militia. There's a white wall kind of behind us. We moved everything around. Today, I was all excited. I went outside because I was going to go grab a cup of coffee at my favorite Dunkin' Donuts, and there was a box by the back door. And I said, "Oh, look at that!" And I thought it was I didn't think it was my new mixer. And I picked it up, and I was like, this can't be my mixer. Of course, I ripped it open right on the back deck, and I was like, oh, it's my new mixer. So I stared at it for a while, and I said to myself, Self, you realize that this would be a horrible idea to go and take and tear everything apart and put in this new mixer when you've never used it before and you need to work the bugs out of it and learn how to use it, all that stuff. This would be a horrible idea to do this. And then what happened was I put a picture on Facebook saying, ooh, it's here, but I don't think I'm going to use it because, it's too close. And Jerry from Bad Cop said, yeah, you pussy. Why don't you try, you pussy? Which insulted my manhood. So I was like, fuck it. I'll do it. So I grab my kids. We take the studio. We pivot everything around. Ripped all the cables out. Got all the wires everywhere. And put the thing in. I got one mic attached to it and the monitor so I can listen. I can't get any sound out of it. Mm-hmm. I couldn't get any sound out of it. So now my kids are like, well, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? I'm like, how many mixers have you two hooked up? You two geniuses. Well, why don't you try that? Well, maybe you ought to put... I said, all right, you really need to stop because I'm at 12. Okay, Mom?
I'm just saying, Jules, it's not good to keep an engine in the red.
All right, so I'm like... So then,
you're in the red.
Right, so then I'm like, okay, now what do I do with this thing? There's got to be a point where I need to get the old mixer back and get everything back together again and have enough time to get ready for the show tonight. So I figured it wasn't working. So I said, okay, pull the ripcord on this one and then just admitted defeat, which, it's not a big deal. It's okay. So I didn't get it tonight. I will figure this thing out. But this mixer here is a basic mixer.
Yeah, when you texted me at 11:30 and said, I'm going to do this, I was like, is that a good idea?
This mixer here, this is a very nice mid-size sedan. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's very reliable. It'll take you and your kids. It goes around. It's durable. This here is a Maserati. It has its own recorder. It records each track separately. It's got so much shit on it. I don't even know how to work it. Okay. The problem is now I have to read the instructions.
You have an erection under there, don't you?
Pretty much. Not going to lie. I got a 3/4 chub right now.
Oh, boy.
So I had to pull back and admit defeat and then put this new mixer in. But it gave me a chance to color code. Like I've always wanted to color code the mics because it's like, which mic am I on? And then we don't know. And now I'm blue, Deuce is red, Joe's yellow. And
wait, why am I yellow?
Because me and him
Why
are
am
blue.
I Mr. Pink?
I you know what? I could have put any color on there. You would have bitched. I should have made a bet. I should have bet you no matter what color I put on there. I could have put white. Mm-hmm. And why am I white?
I want to be Mr. Black.
It's black. I can't make it black. Black on black.
I'm kidding.
They're from Reservoir Dogs.
Yes.
So then I was going to leave that one black, and then I said, well, Dave's going to be here, and I can't say, well, Dave is black. I can't do that. So I had to make him green. So Dave is green.
You're Mr. Green.
So you're Mr. Green.
Mr. Green.
So
How many mics could you hook up into that new mixer?
6.
Wow. So you get 2 more mics.
Well, I can get 2 more mics in this one too.
Right. Oh, I didn't know
Okay,
that,
see, the
actually.
reason I went to the Zoom L12 live track mixer
Product placement.
was because it records each channel separately.
Mhm.
So when we talk over each other, or
That never happened.
Joe sniffs, or I cough, or something like that, I can take, now it's all in one track. Or if your sound effects is low, it's all on the same track. I can't really grab it if somebody's talking and do something with it. With this, I get a separate track for everything. Every output has a separate track. So I can have 12 different tracks recording at the same time. It records right in here into an SD card, which is amazing. And it was really what I wanted. And it also has the effects, like sound, like the, I can get the, I can have the reverb and echo. There, there's a lot of stuff you can do.
So when
with
you
it.
decide to sing again,
So if I decide to sing again, I can do it with this.
and
But I
hopefully that it goes out on Facebook. And
Well, this way it should. So there's a lot of stuff to do with this. But again, I really thought that, this was a bad idea to try to do it today. But then Jerry said, why don't you do it? And I'm like, well, what if it's really easy to do? And I don't do it because I'm a chicken. Let's try it. If the worst can happen is I just have to put the old mixer back in and record.
So you're really susceptible to peer pressure.
Yes. Yes, I
That's
am.
what you're saying.
You tell me all the time. You wish I was.
You were a salesman's dream.
Yeah, when I would come in, I'm a salesman's dream. So
Talk you in any. You need low jacket, and you need Rusty Jones underproofing, and you need.
I do need Rusty Jones underproofing.
But wait, there's more.
Right. You need this, you need that. So hopefully next week I'll be able to have more time to play with this thing and just figure out what I'm doing wrong with it. And
Yeah, and you can keep that one on standby.
this one can be on standby.
Well, you had said also you don't think you have enough cables. You need more cables. For
There's
the new one.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Oh,
Here's the thing.
Larry's here with us tonight too.
Hey, Larry.
Oh,
Here's the thing.
cool.
Larry's in Facebook with us. What I have here is so you don't hear a lot of reverb and echo. We have a compressor limiter gate. So what that basically does is when I'm talking and you guys aren't talking, your mics are cut off up to a certain frequency. So then my voice will not bleed into your mics. For some reason, this new mixer doesn't have what's called an insert where I can plug that into this. It has its own compressor. Like I can compress each channel separately, but it doesn't have a gate, which I would really like. Now I tried to hook the gate up through here. I have to read into it more, but there's just got to be a way to be able to make this compressor limiter gate work on this mixer. There has to be. So we'll see what happens. But there's going to be, it's a big giant science experiment for right now. But that's kind of cool. I'm excited. It's the closest thing I can get to Christmas morning. That feeling you have when you're a kid and you come down the steps and there's shit that's wrapped up and all. Once you get to be about 10 and you realize there's no Santa Claus, oh, sorry, was one of your kids listening and now they don't realize there's a Santa Claus? Well, you're a bad parent for letting them listen to this show.
Before Joe and Dave got here, John was talking about how excited he was. I said, "Oh, was it like Pulp Fiction when they opened up the briefcase and the gold light?"
Yes, that's exactly what it was like. It's exactly what it was like.
Is it it?
So
That's it.
Are we happy?
I'm happy.
Oh, we happy.
I'd be really, really happy if it worked today. I have it sitting right here. It's taunting me. It's like, you stupid piece of shit. You can't even get a mixer working. I might have to invite Jerry and Dave down here and
To yell at you?
to get, well, that too, to get Dave's expertise on how to hook this stupid thing up. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll see what I can do. Anything exciting happen with you guys this week?
Well, I was on vacation last week.
Oh, that's
and,
right. You went to Carlisle.
Yeah. Weather was great because it's usually 1,000,000 degrees. But it was one of the best weekends we ever had weather-wise. Nice and cool. It was great. It was a great show. 5,000 Corvettes. I was in heaven.
There you go.
Yeah, it was great.
See, it was like Christmas morning for you.
Yeah, but I do that every year. So it's my 27th Carlisle in a row. So it's at the
Really? 27 in a row?
Yeah, I only missed the first 8 because I didn't know about the show. It's at the point now they can't have it without me. If they call ahead, you coming? Yeah, all right, we'll have the show.
There you go. Okay, so we're going to start a new segment on the show, and it is called Time's Yours. And the reason I call this Time's Yours is because I was a Philadelphia Eagles fan back when Andy Reid used to be the coach of the Eagles, and he would always do, after the game, after they got the shit kicked out of them by some freaking team that won 4 Super Bowl rings or whatever, he'd come on, yeah, well, this guy got a pulled hamstring, and this guy got his Deez nuts are hurting him, and all right, and then, okay, time's yours. And then the reporters would just rip the shit out of him.
Yeah. Well, first he would take full responsibility.
Yeah, I got to do a better job. I got to put better, please, cheeseburger. So anyhow, Time's Yours is where you can call in, and we actually have a number. Here's the number, 856-322-2473. If you listen to the show, you like something we did, you found something funny, you want to correct us, because we are wrong on this show. Matter of fact, Deuce.
I'm wrong on something.
You are wrong on some things.
His face lit up.
So let me get back to that. So Daniel Repples from the Toe on the Trigger podcast
with the girlfriend from The Matrix.
With the girl from Trinity from The Matrix. Mm-hmm. So Daniel says, random trivia based on your last episode. The gifting limit is $14K, not 10. That's per person per year. If you give more than that to a person per year, the amount over 14 cuts into their lifetime limit of $5.4 million. Mm-hmm. Also, the gifter is taxed, not the giftee. Okay,
but that's
so he says that
California,
that whole,
or is that federal?
Federal. That's what he's saying.
Then they've changed it since the last time I was involved in gifting.
Okay,
which was quite a.
You're jumping ahead. Let me
Okay.
finish. He says so that whole segment was very inaccurate, and I said, "Well, thank you for telling me." He goes, "I feel like a dick." No, but we do. If we make a mistake, you can always call in and let us know what we've made a mistake. And that number again is
Now he has it.
856-322-2473. Or it can also be 8Joe A Bags 3. If that makes it easier for you.
What do you mean, 8JO?
8Joe A Bags 3. That's the number. Or 856-322-2473.
Let's go with that.
Let's go with that.
This is what's going. Hey, I hear you're Joe A. Bags now, you know?
Yes. 8 Joe A Bags 3.
8 Joe A. Bags.
8 Joe A Bags 3.
I got spider testicles.
These nuts.
These nuts.
All right, so to your credit, Deuce, the 10K number was correct 12 years ago. There you go.
And Daniel adds.
I don't understand.
federal.
I don't understand why the person giving the money would have to be taxed and not the person receiving it.
I don't make these rules. I'm just telling you.
That's weird.
Right. So you can call that number and tell us anything. A story you've heard, something that we've said, something you thought it was funny, something you thought was unfunny, something that pissed you off. That number.
That's what John would like.
Yeah.
Whatever what I'm saying is it's open for you, the fans.
If you want to pick a fight with John,
Or if you're a woman
call
who.
8 Joe Bags.
8 Joe Bags.
Joe A.
8
Bags.
Joe A Bags 3. And you can leave feedback. And guess who left feedback?
Hey, this is Doug from Who's Right.
Yeah.
First thing is, I love the new segments, or the way you're breaking it up into segments. Show flows nicely. Second thing is, quit crowbarring your fucking pre-recorded voicemail bullshit into the conversations. Your co-hosts are trying to get a word in, and you keep fucking cutting them off.
Yeah, Deuce. The fuck's wrong with you?
Well, there you go. There you
So
have it.
apparently, when you said that, my voicemail was very rude, and then I brought it up and played it, I offended Doug. So, Doug, please let me take this time.
I think he was referring to the Jimmy bit.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Play that again.
Let's play that one more.
I think he's referring to the when you did Jimmy on the voicemail with the lottery winner hit.
Hey, this is Doug from Who's Right. First thing is, I love the new segments, or the way you're breaking it up into segments. Show flows nicely. Second thing is, quit crowbarring your fucking pre-recorded voicemail bullshit into the conversations. Your co-hosts are trying to get a word in.
I think you're right.
Fucking cutting them off.
He didn't like the bit where I did the Jimmy and then did the phone calls for the. Is that what he didn't like?
Well, he's right here saying again and again.
So let me get this straight.
The Jimmy bit. He's telling you right here. The Jimmy bit.
He didn't like the Jimmy bit? Well, listen, let me tell you. Hey, Doug, I don't sit there and come to the show, and I actually do some preparation. I try to do some bits. If something you didn't like, I just got to say, you know what you could do? You can suck on.
He's nuts.
There you go.
That's a sound drop that'll live forever.
Listen.
You will now go down in soundbite history.
I like the part where you said, "Oh, I think you're right."
Yeah.
Can you?
I won't be able to find that in the audio.
Mysteriously, that'll
Right,
be like the
telling
lost
you.
11 minutes on the Nixon Watergate tapes, and like it'll never to be heard from again.
I think you're right. And now Doug's saying take 3.
So what you're saying is he didn't like it when I did.
Hi, Mavis. It's the Jimmy again. In all my excitement, I forgot to leave you my phone number. It's 856-241-5555. I get flustered around beautiful women, and, well, you really are something, you are. Call me back. Gotta go.
He didn't like that.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, see? That's what I'm talking about. Look, Doug, I get it. You're jealous.
You know what's funny?
You come to your show.
You just got on here to say, "Here's the phone number if we did something you don't like."
I didn't say that.
And Doug told you he didn't like it.
First of all,
and now you're all angry and bitter.
I'm not saying I won't respond to it. What the fuck am I? Some fucking scale jerk off?
Oh, so basically the phone number is just bait for a fucking argument so you can get Yeah, call me up. Tell us you don't
If
like
there's
it.
anything you want to correct
Motherfucker,
us,
suck these nuts.
if you want to yell at us, or tell us,
All right, it
what the
wasn't.
fuck, Doug?
Listen, it wasn't no. Whatever.
Oh, boy. Okay.
But okay, so you didn't like. I do an hour and a half, and you find one little bit you don't like, and you got to call about that. It's fine.
I like how you read that completely different than what it really was.
Yeah. Thank God you were here. I would have totally missed that.
You're pretty self-unaware at times.
Yeah, I guess I am. Fucking guy.
Doug or me.
So anyhow.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Oh, and then they're on their show, and where you go, I love the show. I think Doug is funny, and Anthony is a genius.
Anthony is brilliant.
Brilliant. And like they took that totally out of context because you don't mean that. And
Maybe I do.
no, you don't. But they played that out of context. You don't think Anthony's a genius.
I didn't
You
say
don't
he was
think
a
he's
genius.
You
I
don't
said
think
he was
he's brilliant. There's no way.
Yeah.
Oh, please. You might listen. You might be able to sell that bullshit somewhere else, but I'm all fucking full of crazy over here. You ain't bringing that crazy to my house. That's not going to happen. Now Doug's crying. Don't ask. No, keep calling. I didn't know that you didn't like my little bit. Hey, I put my heart and soul into this, and all of a sudden you call in and like shit all over my bit. You know what you can do? You can kiss
These nuts.
Thank you. Now that's a funny bit, Doug. You gotta love that. No, thanks for calling in with that, Doug. And sometimes hey, listen, not every one of them can be a home run. Every once in a while, one of them dribbles down the first baseline and is just picked up and dug out. What can you do? But I try.
It is what it is.
You know how long I had to work on that fucking thing to do? Get
Probably
it.
the whole day.
Yeah, I'm sitting there and trying to do stuff.
Laughing at yourself the whole time.
This is gonna be great.
Yeah.
This cocksucker calls me up and says, Jesus. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I know that bit was no moving story. Like when you drove a truck across from wherever the fuck you lived in the middle of the country to North
I found
Carolina.
that fast.
I'm sure you did. Now, in all honesty, I appreciate Doug bringing that in. I am breaking his balls. If he doesn't like it, that's fine. It's no big deal. I plan on doing more shit he doesn't like in the future. And you know what? Call in and tell me you don't like that, and I'll tell you, you know what? You can suck on
These nuts.
Thank you.
That came out like a little
Little
Stevie,
Chewbacca.
like I'm thinking Stevie Wonder. These nuts.
It's soulful sounding. These nuts. Kind of like
These nuts. These nuts have.
Like a commercial.
Hey there, y'all. It's Juliet Miranda with the Unwritable Rant podcast, and you are listening to my besties and the world's greatest shit starters, Brand X Podcast.
One thing I found out that I'm no Mike Rowe. Mike Rowe is the guy who used to be on Dirty Jobs. He does all the voiceovers for like Ford, and he's also the narrator for Deadliest Catch and Yukon Gold.
Oh, really?
He does all the voiceovers.
He does a lot of stuff on the Science Channel too, like things about exploding stars.
And
Not that you watch that, but
what are you saying?
I'm just saying you don't watch exploding stars.
I don't, but that's
So I'm wrong.
I didn't know about it. It's like, well, you don't watch that. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see
like-
Collapsing Stars, a new show where,
So one of the things he does is he has a podcast, and he often gets into little dust-ups with people. And he has a way of saying stuff to people and like putting them in their place without really insulting them, or maybe he does insult them, but nobody else jumps.
He doesn't have to get blue about it.
Exactly.
He does it clean.
Right. So Chuck sent him a thing about, as one of the tenets of white nationalism is that college-educated people are academic elitists. Comment, question mark, no, question mark, I'm not surprised. You've never taken a political stand because you don't want to alienate anybody. It's bad for business. I get it. But there's a current of anti-intellectualism. How about that? That was real close. You got to give me, that was 90%. You got to give me that.
He got it. He almost hit it.
In this country.
He nailed it.
Promoted by Republicans. Those people love you and they think your initiative is their initiative. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is kicking our ass academically. Mike replies, "Hi, Chuck. Since we're being candid, allow me to say how much I dislike your post. Everything about it annoys me. Your smug and snarky tone, your appalling grammar and complete lack of evidence to support your claims, and of course, the overreaching logical fallacy that informs your entire position. What really bugs me, though, is the fact that you're not entirely wrong. It's true. I haven't shared any of my political opinions this week, in part anyway, because in doing so might very well be bad for business. But what can I say? I work for a half a dozen of different companies, none of whom pay me to share my political opinions. I run a nonpartisan foundation. I'm about to launch a new show on Facebook, and I'm very aware that celebrities pay a price for opening their big fat gobs. Gilbert Godfrey, Kathy Griffin, Colin Kaepernick, Milo Yiannopoulos, even that guy from Google who just got himself fired for mouthing off. There's no getting around it. The First Amendment does nothing to guarantee the freedom to speak without consequence. And really, that's fine by me." So he goes on and he just basically
This is
eviscerates.
all on video if you see this.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, this whole thing is on video. You can actually post it.
Jeez. I had to read it. I could have had Mike Rowe say it.
Yeah, but then it give me a chance to do this.
Say that one more time.
I really do hate you.
I know.
You knew that and you let me do this.
That's what friends are for.
Right. So, he goes through this big, long thing.
He does it at his breakfast table in a mug of coffee. He's got a computer. He turns it around.
Oh, no. That's not, this is a different one.
Well, he did this one also on.
Oh, okay. Now, see, he does that. Now, my response would have been, "Fuck you, cunt." So,
Wow, right out of the gate.
right.
Jesus.
Can you see the subtle differences in our responses to the same kind of question?
And this is why. This is why.
So this is why I got kicked out of a Facebook group over last week. Yes.
A Facebook group. Is this in addition to the podcast group, or is it the same thing?
The Facebook group was a podcasting Facebook
Oh,
group.
okay. All righty. Okay.
And basically what started this was I have two people that really got me tangled up in this. First of all, I'm not saying it's their fault. It's not their fault. What happened was Adam from the Everyone Has a Podcast started a thread where he said, "Hey, what do you guys feel about podcast feuds? What do you think about that? We kind of have this fake podcast feud with another podcast, and we're kind of kidding around about it. But do you have any kind of podcast feuds?" And Emily Prokop from The Story Behind said, "Well, John Buchanan does this, and he's used sound clips and everything like that. And he does it, when he did it with Luke from the Bold and Belligerent podcast." Yes. So then, of course, I see a notification that says Emily Prokop has mentioned you in a comment. So I go over and I read it. And
You couldn't get there fast enough.
I couldn't get there fast enough. The information highway was too slow. So I go there and I just...
Like you run the shitters, I put come down to the computer.
Well, if I was on the shitter, I'd have my phone with me. There would be no need to go to the computer. I would just, like the president, I would just pull out my phone and start tapping. So I said, well, we do and have in the past got into some feuds with some podcasts. I said sometimes, on occasion, I've had podcasts attack other podcasters and, I've kind of retaliated, but I always try to do it being funny and entertaining. But we are a male-centric podcast, not for the easily offended, because there was a lot of women in there and they all said they don't like it and they don't do it. And I said, well, I must be in a minority because I find it kind of entertaining, which I do. And I said, but I understand, women can get upset, they're emotional and they can get upset and they can't really handle it. I get it. That's what I said. That's all I said. Some, not all, some women can do this. Well, some jerk off social justice warrior.
Single Jewish woman.
Right.
SJW.
No, it was a guy.
That's what it used to stand for.
And here's
SJW.
For reasons that I'll tell you later, I can't, because at one point I said, thank you very much for my content for my next podcast. And he said, you use my name and I'll sue you. Well, dude, all this can be yours. Okay.
Yeah, right.
It'd be like suing a homeless person. What's the point? What are you going to get? Okay. I'd have to go in.
Get that awesome new mixer.
You mean this thing that you bought?
That's right.
That's right.
That I gifted to you?
I don't know anything about it. This is Deuce's mixer.
That's right.
So he comes in and he's like, I don't like any bullying. I don't care if it's male and ball busting. I don't find it funny. And you're an idiot. I'm an idiot. I don't know this guy from Adam. He doesn't know me. And I don't think I said anything wrong. I just said that, a lot of women are have different emotions that guys do. We break each other's balls all the time. Some of us, it's not a big deal to us.
That's how we get through our workday, man.
Right. So it's not a big deal. This is a male-centric show.
For example, did you check that area out?
What do you mean?
Move along.
All right, we'll move along. So he called me an idiot. Mm-hmm. And once you call me an idiot,
game on.
The gloves are off. So how
far into this discussion was it before he called you an idiot? I mean,
he just jumped in. He just jumped in and just said, you're an idiot.
He was a Johnny-come-lately.
He was a Johnny-come-lately to the thing. Right. Now, I wish I had all this, but I'll explain to you why I don't later. So I went after him, and I went back and forth. And it gets me in trouble all the time. It is really the ultimate put down. It really tightens up it really just goes right up their ass. I said to him, I guess I'm going to have to come over there and revoke your man card. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, like you could revoke my man card. And he goes back and forth. And again, we're going back and forth and we're trading haymaker for haymaker. And I don't care because I'm in it to win it. And somebody said, well, I hope a moderator's watching this. I figured, oh, this is great. Here we go. But I'm not backing down.
Which means someone has notified a moderator.
Yeah, all of a sudden the moderator's sitting there and all of a sudden there are things like, boop, 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 boop.
They burst in like you did on the Jimmy's gutter.
So later, the moderator comes in and says, I think I'm going to have to delete this thread because there's a lot of good stuff here, but this is going on way too long. And I can't take this part of it out. If I take it out, I have to delete the whole thread. Well, with that, Mr. Social Justice Warrior, he comes in with his hat in his hand. Well, I'm really sorry. He said this and, I don't really get into it like that. And I was like, immediately cut and paste what he wrote. I said, hey, dude, I don't even know you. You come in, call me an idiot. And once you do that, it's game on. And I'm not backing down. Mm-hmm. And then she says to me, the moderator says, well, if you need some articles to read about feminism. Oh, yeah.
Game on again.
I don't need to read about feminism.
Yeah. That's like reading up on curling.
Right.
Like in the Olympics.
No, forget about that. That's like reading up on Bigfoot. You hear about it, but it's not really true.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like discovering the vegetarian in a party.
So I said to her, I don't need to read
that nonsense.
I don't need to read that. And again, when I'm attacked, I will defend myself. Mm-hmm. At this point, I feel that, I'm just going to pack up and just leave this group because I'm sick of them and I'm pissed. And it's only one of the 30 podcasting Facebook groups I'm in. Mm-hmm. But then I'm like, why am I going to let them chase me out of here? I don't think so. I'm holding my ground.
Hell no.
So when they booted me out of there, when they bounced me and blocked me out of the group, I lost all access to the thread. And I even asked Adam from Everyone Has a Podcast, EHAP. I said, can you go in there and grab screenshots for me? Because I need it for the show. He's like, dude, that thing has been scrubbed clean.
Yeah, doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist anymore. So, well, it might, but every mention that I did, they did not. It was all gone. So there was nothing there
It's all
It's
sterilized.
been all sterilized. So
You just can't. It's just like every week you.
well, again, I guess I go back to the thing is maybe I should take a break from social media. Maybe, but see, my problem is right now is I'm not backing down because I didn't say anything wrong.
Right.
And they inferred, implied, and put words in my mouth that I never said. Now I'm defending myself against things that I did not say.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there might have been a few things that I said when I was going back at the other guy that probably were in poor taste
No, not you.
or over the top, but that's who I am.
So this guy had internet muscles.
Well, so did I. I'm not going to lie. So
Yeah,
did
but he
I.
started.
Keyboard balls.
Yeah.
Well, again, I guess I could have, I could have walked away. I should, I didn't do what I normally say I should do. I should have said, fair enough, dude. I don't know why you're calling me an idiot,
Mhm.
but okay, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it, and moved on. But I didn't. I engaged. It was like a cage match. And
Nuclear launch detected.
basically,
You should have told him to kiss those two guys.
the two guys,
These nuts.
look at Dave coming with a haymaker.
Welcome to the show, Dave.
Hey, Dave only needs to say a couple phrases, and look at him. I'm over here yapping and rambling, and Dave comes over the top with the best joke of the podcast so far. I take that as a challenge. So when we get back, it'll be time for some nonsense in the news.
Hush Your Face is coming straight to your ears. A podcast network that's changing gears, bringing fresh, funky pods with a fresh, funky beat. A family of pods that are bringing the heat. There ain't no stopping us. Keep coming back to us, sick-ass pods that'll make you hush. Hush Your Face. Hush Your Face. www.hushyourface.com.
Okay, some mom made brownies for a bake sale with her breast milk, and people are freaking out. There's that saying that goes, breast is best, and there's no denying that your baby can get so many benefits and so much nutrition from breast milk.
What about the husband? Never mind, go ahead.
And stop me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe they were talking about baked goods for a school sale when they came up with that catchy phrase. This unnamed mom from Facebook didn't get the memo, though. Sigh. This is from a Facebook post. So it says, sigh. Let me try for the third time now. Sigh. Stupid Facebook. I need some advice. I made brownies for my school's bake sale that had breast milk in them. I didn't have time to run to the store and didn't think it was a big deal. Some of these kids could use the nutrition, let's be honest. And it wasn't even that much. One of the other moms found out and are blowing it way out of proportion. I don't know what to do. Any suggestions? Well, how did this mom find out if she didn't open your mouth?
Okay, so let's unpack this slowly.
Yeah, I got some questions too.
Unpacking.
All right, you don't have time to go to the store,
Okay.
but you got time to squeeze out enough breast milk
Well,
To
she,
make
for
a cake,
to,
brownies.
to make brownies.
well, she might have had it in the fridge already
Yeah.
because they pump
Ah,
Yeah.
they do pump it like
I was
that.
going to say, how much are you going to get out of her
Yeah.
to make brownies?
'Cause it'd be
What is
just
she, a
basic-
fucking cow?
it. Yeah.
Well, I, as an editor, I used to edit this show called The Boob Group. And The Boob Group is all about women that breastfeed. Exactly. So what they would do is it was all about like if women needed to breastfeed and they were working and they were having their child on breast, they would be at work and like at lunchtime they would have a place to go and they would use that breast pump. And they would get out of, I don't know, a pint or a quart or a half gallon, whatever comes out of those udders.
Damn.
And then they would put it in a cooler with some ice, and then they would take it home and freeze it or refrigerate it. And then let's say one mom was like a real good producer. You know, she was putting out a lot of milk, so much milk that her kid couldn't handle it. They would give it to other mothers that couldn't, that the ducts dried up my first thought when I saw this was like, ugh. It gave me the yips.
Really?
Then I thought to myself, is it really that big of a deal? Like, we drink milk from a cow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
We don't know which cow it's from. Does it make a difference what cow it's from?
I thought about that too.
But we know where this milk's coming from.
That one.
Was the mom hot?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Does it matter?
I think it does. I think a lot of other guys
You
would
think
want to
so?
know.
You're saying right now, Joe, that hot women's milk is better than, let's say, milk that would come from Rosie O'Donnell?
No, I'm saying I'm visualizing the situation, and I have
No.
a hard time seeing Rosie O'Donnell making brownies as opposed to like a porn star, you know?
All right, so we have a unbiased person in here, Dave.
We actually get milk from a cow.
Right.
Like a literal
My
cow.
my question to you was: there's brownies on the table, and the woman says to you, "Dave, try a brownie." I didn't have any milk, but I used my breast milk.
Yeah, I'll probably pause. But
Would you eat it?
What does she look like?
Yeah,
It doesn't make it really makes it.
It does.
It makes a difference.
Is it Jennifer Love Hewitt or is it Rosie O'Donnell?
I don't
Because
know.
if it's Rosie O'Donnell, it's like,
So you say it makes a difference to the woman. If it was a hot woman,
Yeah, if it was like Linda Carter or,
It shouldn't make a difference, but it does.
so
no, it's guys for you.
okay. All right. Well, I don't know.
It shouldn't.
You know what I would do? Honestly, what I would do is I'd like, oh, sorry, I wouldn't. I don't think I can. But then when nobody was looking, I'd sneak over to that tray and I'd grab me a brownie.
I'd let somebody else eat one first before I.
Really?
So, it's,
Watch to see if they cack out.
unless she did look like Linda Carter, then I'd be
Yeah,
like, wow, yeah.
Linda Carr will probably take the whole plate. Yeah.
I don't know where you guys are going to get some more brownies, but
these are mine.
these are coming with me.
These are now my brownies.
And Dave took all the brownies.
I mean, if they didn't have cow's milk and you made brownies with goat's milk, would that be a big deal? I mean, I know goat's milk is a little stronger.
now every time I look at a brownie, I'm going to have a hard time trying to figure out if I want to eat it or not,
Yeah, it really should make a difference, but it does.
Yeah, milk's milk, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. But apparently, well, let's read on.
I want to know how, like, the other another mother found out. Well, she must have told her.
She did. She said she posted it.
She posted that
She told everyone. She did
told
this.
everyone.
Yeah,
I need some advice. I made brownies for the school bake sale that had breast milk in them. I didn't have time to run to the store. Bullshit. I call bullshit on that right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I didn't think it was a big deal. Some of those kids could use the nutrition because, of course, my breast milk is very nutritious.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Unprocessed.
And it wasn't even
unhomogenized.
that much. One of the other moms found out. Okay, there's only one way that he could have found out. She had to say, "What do you think of the brownies?" "Oh, they're really good." Yeah, they're really good.
There's a
You
little
like
bit of me
them?
in there.
Yeah. You like them? Yeah, they were really, really good.
Yeah, they got some of these
Yeah.
in there. They got some of these.
And which immediately the lady went,
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that. I got bronchitis.
right. Okay, so here we go. I've never trusted school bake sales, and this only confirms my fear. Before, I was just worried about finding an odd hair in a cookie or something. This has opened up a whole new level of terrifying things that could go on behind closed doors. Don't let me ruin school bake sales for you, though. You can find some pretty delicious treats at these things. I just never knew it could be buyers beware.
Caveat emptor.
All right, so you want to? So there's another one here. Her name is Shannon Lamb.
Is her one eye higher than the other one? Like
No,
Shannon
not every
Doherty?
Shannon
Well,
has one eye higher than the
I
other.
figured it might come with the name. I don't know. It might come with the...
Wow, the doctor takes a look at the kid and says, "You might
This
want
is a
to
Shannon."
You might want to name this one Shannon."
Guys.
You've got a problem.
Shannon Lamb says a family member works in an ER. The baby came in with altered mental status, and they learned that the baby was being breastfed while the mom was doing meth. This is why other moms are blowing it all out of proportion. They have no clue if the breast milk brownies lady is free of communicable diseases, and two, not taking any legal or illegal substances that could pass into the milk and thus into the brownies. How
Stones
are the
babies.
other parents supposed to know whether or not her breast milk is even safe? It's awfully presumptuous.
Presumptuous.
Listen, I gave it a whirl. I got 3/4 of the way through it. Just to assume they would be fine with that. People expect brownies to be baked with cow's milk. And if you're feeling really wild, maybe some goat's milk. But I have yet to see
Really wild?
the Great British Bake Show using any human milk.
I don't see any exclamation points in any of that text. You're
Yeah, right?
All capital.
This is why schools specifically store-bought baked goods these days. And then
Oh,
Ashley Holmquist says, I don't know what to do. Gee, maybe not make boob juice brownies for the whole damn school? I wouldn't eat them if it was my own. Mr. Holmquist.
I wonder how many brownies she made.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like, and
How
also,
much
like I
milk
said,
is
how
in
much-
brownies? There's not a whole lot.
I don't know. Well, how much milk is in a woman?
No. What I'm saying, because Diane makes brownies all the time, and it's just
Yeah, right.
like
It's only
when I
it's not a
watch
lot.
it, there's not like a whole lot of milk going in there, like half a cup. Maybe a cup. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
Couple of eggs.
yeah. Here we go. We're getting to the bottom of this. Vanessa Lambert Fawley said, how did they find out? Did you just have to tell people how awesome your breast milk made those brownies? Yeah, what do you think? You like them? Yeah.
Hey,
They're
maybe-
made with my breast milk.
Maybe she's proud of them babies. And hey, check this out. You know? It's a rap music. You know?
Boots and pants and boots and boots and pants.
Poops and tweets and poops and tweets and poops and tweets. So anyhow, I don't know. I would take a look at the woman, and if she didn't have meth teeth, I think I'd try the brownie. I don't know.
Or the meth scabs.
Right.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Or hair falling out.
Any reports of the babies getting stoned or,
No.
little
Rocky
leak-
Suit says normally a half a cup to a full cup of milk for the brownies.
That's what's funny because they
That's
would
a lot of milk.
If they said, yeah,
Yeah, wow.
How much?
I don't know.
Half a cup to a full cup.
That's what I said. Half a cup to a cup. That's
a lot of breast milk. That's a lot of pumping.
Nah, not really.
No?
I mean, those pumps are pretty efficient.
Hey, guess who just joined the show?
I know not.
I don't know. Jimmy.
It's the Jimmy.
I just saw the Jimmy when I was walking in here with the pizza.
How can you say him and I can't? I don't get.
I don't know. It just popped up and said James Buchanan is joining.
Because that's your feed and that's the Brand X feed, right?
Right. Jimmy's here.
I'm on the Brand X feed.
Oh.
Let's ask the Jimmy. Jimmy, if you went to a bake sale and a woman was sitting there and she said, hey, check out the brownies. You might really like them. I substituted cow's milk for my breast milk. Would you eat them? Let's see what he says. But anyhow,
I'm going to say yes. He's going to answer yes.
you think
Absolutely.
he would answer the boob?
Maybe he might even ask, what does she look like?
As we await the Jimmy's answer.
Right. Jimmy will probably say, what does she look like? Okay. So here we go. Back to the tweets. Tweets and poops and tweets and poops. Ashley Holmquist says, I don't know what to do. Oh, I read this one.
Yeah,
already.
I was going to say,
Sorry,
what are you?
I moved back up. My fault.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I think I'd have some. I think I would partake in the boob milk brownies.
Dole them out.
There's a picture here in there, and there's like
of her breasts?
No, it's like kids at a bake sale, and there's 3, 4, 5 moms in there, and there's not one mom in there that I would not eat the breast milk brownies from. Eat.
There's a guy where Dave and I work, and the sight of him gets on my nerves because he decided to get this hillbilly Zeke beard. You know, the guy, and,
yeah.
and it just gets up my ass like an open umbrella. And I want to dry shave him with a dull butter knife. It's just like, and I heard, oh, he enters beard contest. Really? That's a thing? A beard growing contest? A biological function? Like, hey, look at the beard I grew. Like, anybody can do it.
So he washes
It's like George Carlin. That's not a sport. Anybody can do it.
I guess. I mean, could you grow a beard that big?
I can't.
If I can let it go, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I've had 3 beards.
Some people That's right. You have had a beard before.
It's disgusting.
Some people can't really grow them.
But this guy's like disgusting.
Yeah, I'd have to be on an island for 5 years like Tom Hanks before I get a fucking beard.
Right, it would still look like
when
a
I
golf
see
course.
this guy, all I think of is like lichen and lice and vermin like crawling around through it. It's just like
think about a bird like his peek his head out.
Yeah.
Just imagine the fecal matter and food and sneezing and snot that's all in that thing.
Yeah, just
is
like,
the guy married?
I don't know. I don't ask him his marital status.
Well, you work with him, I would think maybe. You
No,
might.
he's not in our department. He's just some asshole we see wandering the halls like a wandering minstrel eye, and it just my stomach turns every time I see him. And just like, ooh.
You feel like getting your rifle.
Just like,
well, Deuce, thank you so much for that because you really led us into our next story.
Oh, hey, it's a good let.
This fitness blogger hasn't shaved any parts of her body in over a year.
Oh, wow.
Most women get rid of body hair at the first sign of trouble.
Trouble?
Razor, shaving cream.
What's going on?
Whoa.
There's a hair.
Trouble? It's a biological function.
You name it, we've all tried it. Morgan McKennis, however, notice how I got that name right.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same as my last name, except instead of BU, it's MI.
Yeah, you're practically twins.
Right. McKennis, probably a fine-looking Lithuanian woman.
Oh, look at her, man. She looks like an ape. Jesus Christ.
I'll tell you what, I'd eat her breast milk brownies.
Ugh.
However...
Oh, that's nice.
Looks like she could be pretty nice, except for...
has to get rid
of man, that's got to go.
She hasn't shaved in over a year. She believes that women shouldn't be bound to social norms and want everyone to build confidence in their natural beauty.
Well, she's wrong.
She's got hairier legs than I do.
Dude, them legs.
Holy shit.
They are so hairy. So now...
Now, see, if I was ever going to make a movie, like, let's say I was going to do Game of Thrones... Okay. All the guys would have cysts and boils, missing teeth. Girls would be hairy like this because that's what it would be like.
That's what they look like.
And The Walking Dead, after a year of no civil, that's what's going to happen. You know.
Yeah. They'd be out of gas. That's
everyone's private parts would look like a spider's nest.
There's this one picture. You know what? It's not in this article, but there was a picture. I went to her Instagram. Her Instagram is called I am Morgie. I_M_Morgie. MORGIE. Let me see. Oh, it will take me there.
No, I am hairy.
Right.
That's what she is. Holy Christ.
So I was in there and she has pictures of her in there. And there's one picture. She's in there with like a bikini top on. And it looks like, to be honest with you, that she's got that guy that you work with in a headlock.
Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's bulging out.
Ugh.
And
that must smell real nice.
Here's what I would say to her. Shave that ass. Shave that ass.
Yeah, she's really fascinated with her underarm hair. She thinks that's unbelievable. But
she European or something?
I don't know if she's. I don't know what kind of peon she is. But she certainly
kind of peeing. Yeah, because there's Asia peeing.
Me off.
Asia, Australia peeing.
European.
I wish I could find that picture. She's standing there, and it looks like she's got one of the members of ZZ Top in a headlock.
Ugh.
Is it the one I'm looking at? She's got her iPhone. She's doing a selfie, and
I can't find it. I was sitting there when I first saw it.
Can you see the screen?
No, that's the hairy armpit.
Yeah, okay.
It shows like the front of her.
Ugh.
And she's like the thigh hair there's a ton of it.
Yeah. Hey, look,
1 ton.
Call me shallow, sexist, all that other bullshit. I want my women shaved. I'm sorry. I'm not going to put up with this shit.
Look, you're married to her. I'm not putting up with this.
Listen, you get in that shower and shave.
Shave that ass.
Or I'm coming in.
Do I have to sing it again?
Do I have to get the hot wax out? Yo.
Damn.
She's a fitness blocker. Well, how about fitness shaving a razor into your hand and going in there and taking care of that thing you call...
That's not fitness, because fitness is...
It's probably just
that's letting yourself go.
This is just an attention thing so people will check out her
It's working. We're talking about it.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. It's all about getting the clickbait.
I guess the experiment's over because the later pictures, she's all shaved up again. She's all groomed very well. But man, imagine, I guess she probably just used a razor because could you imagine trying to
you could
wax that?
Nah, you're not going to wax that.
No
Probably
way.
be easier.
Oh, I don't know about that, but she's got.
There's more hair to grab. So.
Do they still use Neat and Nair and all that shit?
Yeah,
Do
it's
they
still
have-
out there.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
What was it? The epilator. And
oh my god!
And women were like, "Oh, this sounds like it's a great idea." And then they were like horrified because it was like ripping the hair out.
Yeah,
of the
grabbing
They didn't know that, and it was like,
holy cow!
That was like about 25 years
you're
ago
gonna
when
need
that shit was out.
You're going to need a hedge trimmer for the initial.
A weed whacker?
Yeah, something. She's pretty hairy, man. I am hairy.
You'd have to get the beard trimmers out and go over that with the beard trimmers
Yeah,
first.
you would.
And then try to shave it. Yeah, if you try to use a regular razor for that.
She really does have hairier legs than I do. I don't have as much hair on my legs like that.
I don't know. My legs are pretty hairy. I think I got her in that leg.
She looks like what's that mythical beast that you see in Greek with the what is it, the
Minotaur?
no, they used to play the pan flutes. What the you know what I'm talking about? It looks like one of them things. She's all hairy.
A fawn.
One's a half goat. One's a
It's like from the waist down. It's like a goat with
I thought a Minotaur was a half goat.
Say a satyr or something like what the hell is that? How
SATYR.
Yeah. Satyr or whatever.
A Minotaur was had the whole head of a bull.
Oh, head of
but
a
then
bull.
it had the body of a man, and then it had the legs of
that's
a bull.
right.
It was
All right,
weird.
yeah.
It was like a whole the Greeks were.
Centaurs.
That's why I prefer Norse mythology myself. They have shit I can relate to, like dragons and giant wolves. I get that.
So I just wanted to show you guys the picture of Harry Morgan. The legs, holy mackerel! And the big smile. Like, look at these, huh?
Yeah.
Although she's not a man head, though. I mean, she does have
a man head.
Yeah, man head. You ever see a woman? She has like the face and head of a man, but otherwise she looks like a woman.
It must be a mythological.
Yeah. A man. You never heard that?
Greek mythology, the man head.
They must have been really smoking some shit back then.
My buddy Glenn, he's listening. Yeah. Glenn, tell him about the man head.
I don't know. It sounds a little gay.
A butterface.
Yeah.
Glenn, tell him about the man head.
Man head. My buddy Glenn says she had a face of a man, that's for sure. So there you go.
Who had a face of a man? Oh.
Manhead.
Oh, man. Oh, that was a real... Manhead was a woman. It looked...
Yes.
She had a butter face.
Yeah.
Everything looked good but her face.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say she had a butter face. I mean, but she had a mannish face.
But was it an attractive mannish face?
Like Brad Pitt?
Oh, I guess it was like,
Was it like a Brad Pitt face?
No,
like if you were going to...
Or was it like Judd Hirsch?
I'm going to say she looked like Patrick Swayze, if anybody.
So, like, if you were going to do the deed with her, would you have to throw a towel over her head? Would you have to do her doggy style so you didn't have to
You'd
look
probably
at
have to
her?
get behind her, yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to get behind her.
Well, she did have a nice back.
Would you eat her breast milk brownies?
Yeah, I would eat her breast.
Look at you, Joe.
Glenn says, well-defined jaw. That's what it was. She had a very,
She had a lantern jaw.
very strong jaw.
Like Dudley Do-Right.
Yeah.
Or Jay Leno. She had a Jay Leno thing going on.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're banging Jay Leno.
Come to think of it, she did have like a Jay Leno kind of a jaw.
Lantern jaw. That's what that is.
You want to fuck me or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a doggy
You know what? Come on, you want to give it to me or what?
You can watch the hockey game. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, yeah.
Oh, I still got the fitness blogger up. I'm going to get her off of there. Okay, Glenn also rejoins with nice hair, though. And she did have nice hair.
She had nice hair.
Yeah, but you're not fucking her hair.
Hey, look,
there's a girl you don't
like to play with hair. I like
you really
good
wouldn't
hair.
want to pull her hair back. You know, you'd kind of want to push that around over her face.
You want to do it? You want to do it like a cousin
Like you're banging cousin it.
Like cousin it, like throw it over her face.
Put the derby on and the
it.
sunglasses. Yeah. Was she a blonde? That would have been perfect.
Yeah, she was blonde. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know. For her, I think you'd have to go with this one. There we go.
Okay.
A Chicago woman posted the rape of her unconscious 23-year-old friend on social media after the two fought over a man they met at a party.
Do we still call her a friend after this?
Yes.
Is this really a friend?
Really?
I mean, can't we just friend dash enemy frenemy? Can we do that?
Ex-friend.
Yeah, ex-friend.
Former friend.
Beth Ray Harris, 36, who lives in the West Ridge neighborhood, is charged with non-consensual dissemination of sexual images. She was ordered held in lieu of $150,000 Thursday. The dispute over the man took place on August the 24th. The two apparently made amends and then went to a club and had a hotel party where the victim drank heavily. Later, prosecutors said Harris and the victim returned to Harris's apartment in the 7400 block of North Artesian Avenue, where the victim passed out.
Well, now we know where to go.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Prosecutors say it's in there. Prosecutors say that's when Harris encouraged at least one man, but possibly more, to rape the 23-year-old. Yeah, I'll get even with my friend.
Right. It's like, hey, remember that time when you got so drunk I invited all those guys to come over and rape the shit out of you?
Turned into a blowbang.
And then I filmed it and put it on Snapchat. Good times. Good times.
The victim woke the next morning naked and sore, according to prosecutors.
Yeah, sore.
I would think.
After she went home,
I got to stop drinking Heineken. Makes my pussy sore.
After she went home, the victim discovered there were videos posted to her Snapchat account that showed her being raped. Harris appears in a video posted to the victim's Snapchat account insulting the 23-year-old. The videos were seen by Snapchat users, and Harris was identified as the person who recorded and disseminated the videos of the rape. Police said no one else has been charged in the sexual assault as of Thursday afternoon. Harris is represented by a public defender and remains in Cook County Jail. Snapchat did not immediately respond to requests for comment, but the app's website has a community guidelines section that condemns content depicting illegal and violent acts. That'll stop them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have Snapchat's official response. Ready? Here it is. Shit happens. Go ahead.
That's it. Users can also report safety concerns about content viewed on Snapchat. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, so we're not condoning rape here. I mean, you got to be one sick, twisted bitch to go and get somebody drunk. And then once she's drunk, I mean, that's a lot of hate. Bitches be bitches. I understand that. But
who was this guy?
The guy? What do you mean?
Who was this guy that just drove this girl over the brink to
to
her
it must have been
right?
Friggin'...
Who was
I'll teach her. That was my man.
Yeah.
He was my man.
It's just like
I saw him first.
It's crazy.
So, how's that call go?
Crazy.
Hey, it's Beth Ray. You doing anything? I got a bitch passed out over here. You could rape the dog shit out of her. Why don't you come on over and I'll film it? No, I don't have any breast milk brownies.
Yeah.
Just come over and fuck the bitch, will you? Now, I'm sitting there, right? Okay, so I'm sitting at home. Hello? Hey. Whoops. It's still ringing.
You have call waiting, clearly.
Yeah.
Hello? Hey, it's Beth Ray. I got a bitch drunk over here. She's passed out. You can fuck the shit out of her. Really? I pass. Click. I mean, what? Who does this? Mm-hmm. I'll film it.
Yeah,
and how did
film a crime?
Yeah, well, once again, the stupidity of filming your own crime and posting it helps to convict.
So,
which makes me think there was a hell of a lot more crime in the old days when we didn't have social media to post this stuff on.
What did you think that? I thought about that too.
Like back in the day, it would be like, hello? Hey, it's Beth Ray. You remember Sarah? Yeah. She bitch passed out on the couch. She don't know nothing from nothing. Come on over. Let's get her pants down. I'll film it. I'll be right over. You got any breast milk brownies? No, I got no breast milk brownies. Just get your ass over here. And then, Beth wake up the next day. Whoops. And then Beth wake up the next day and say, damn, I feel a little sore. And she wouldn't even know what the hell happened.
Yeah.
Maybe she thought she fell down, like on a toilet seat. Or
she's pretty old, this woman.
Yeah.
What did you say? She was 38?
36.
30, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's not like they're like, I mean, even kids kind of know better.
She looks young now.
She's old enough to know better.
Yeah, right.
36 is like...
But her girlfriend was 23.
I just love they say, they're still friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Hey.
No hard feelings.
No, they were friends before the rape took place.
Okay. Afterwards, not so much.
Well, they had a dispute, and then they patched things up, or so they thought, and then she got drunk and passed
She
out.
waited.
And that's,
She waited for revenge.
like a spider.
This is one cold bitch.
Wow.
So if I was the other woman, I would take Beth. I'd go to the jail visitor, and I'd bring her some breast milk
Kill
brownies.
Bill, baby. It's going to be like...
You know what the title for this episode is, don't you?
Breast milk brownies.
Breast milk brownies. We already got
hairy
the title.
legs.
Well, why do we got to put hairy legs in why are you going to just go and defile the breast milk brownies?
Although it does make visually arresting episode art.
Yeah. Breast milk brownies, hairy legs, and man head.
Man head. Out of context, that doesn't really work.
If you say that out loud, man head.
Man head.
Remember Manhead?
Yeah.
What?
I remember Manhead.
Do you remember Manhead?
Yeah, talk about the ultimate non sequitur. Like,
Was I drunk?
No. See, you say that, but when you see one...
No, I understand. You know who Manhead is. And
Well, no, it's not just that who she is.
Glenn knows who Manhead is. But
Right.
if you walked up to Glenn and said, hey, remember Manhead? I think everybody would back away slowly.
yeah.
To be quite honest with you.
You had to be there.
You offering man.
Is that an offer? I don't know where she's at. What are you talking about? Never mind. No Manhead for you. When was the last time you saw Manhead?
Oh, this was about 20 years ago.
What
Now she looks like old man head.
Yeah, right.
What you like an old,
Old man.
You see like a hot rocking body.
Yeah, rocking body, but Thurgood Marshall's head.
Yeah.
She looks like
She looks like Ted Knight.
what's the pervert from The Simpsons? What's his name?
Pervert the pervert.
Yeah, she looks like Herbert the pervert with a rocking body.
Don't forget to rub your creamy hamstring.
Hey, what's a Manhead? I don't know.
Manhead.
Can we turn the lights out? I have some brownies.
That ball breaking is great. One time we went to I wasn't at this. Were you at the Phillies game where a certain angry individual was going to get escorted off site?
Oh yeah, I was there.
Were you at that game? They were tailgating in the parking lot, and okay, now it's time to go into the game. So a group of them went in. They got in through the gate, and they went into the bathroom. And they're going to the bathroom, and this one guy leans over and he looks down and he says, "Well, you fuck your wife with that dick?"
No way.
And the other guy got incredibly angry.
You think? I don't know. First of all, I don't know why. I'd be like, dude, why are you looking at my
Well,
dick?
it's all part of the joke.
I understand that.
Well, he
But-
started cursing a blue streak, and it was so bad that security rushed in
And took the small dick guy out?
and he was going to throw him out.
The poor guy's got a small dick and gets thrown out of the game.
So then another guy had to interview. He says, "Oh no, he didn't drive here. He's from Delaware, so I'll keep an eye on him." The security guard put him in charge of the small dick guy. But he just went.
Yeah.
Ballistic, yeah.
I'm sitting there trying to take a leak, and the guy looks over and is like checking out your junk.
That's not what offended him. What offended him was, "Oh, you fuck your wife with that dick?"
See,
That's
now,
what made him really
I would have
angry.
just looked the guy square in the eye and said, "No, of course not. I fucked your wife with this thing. Hey, how about these nuts?"
But he wasn't married.
Who cares?
Therefore, the joke would fall flat.
Your mom. I would have used mom. No, of course not. I fuck your mom with this.
See, that's
Hey,
there you go.
what do you say?
Well, that's why he said it to this guy, because he has an explosive anger issue. So that's
Yeah,
what
see what
we
happens-
didn't think he was going to get thrown out of the stadium. 25 yards in past the gate, you're ejected out.
Yeah. Come on, Tiny Dick, you're with me. Let's go.
Was he Irish?
I don't know if we have to disparage all Irish people.
Short
It's not
dick.
fair.
Why not?
Could have been Oriental.
Jerry's here and he's calling us jackasses.
Of course. Why wouldn't he?
Jackass.
I would call us jackasses. All right.
That golden orb weaver on his shirt.
Yeah. I think it was a golden orb weaver. I wasn't sure. I didn't have my spider book handy with me.
Spider book.
Yeah.
Spider book. Everyone looks at the spider book. Is that
Get a
fucker?
chance, you can take a look. Spider book.
You ever see one of those brown with the bites of them
recluse,
brown
yeah.
recluse?
Oh, yeah, it'll fuck you up.
That's right.
I heard that's a fake photo.
What?
No, they will
that
do
whole
that.
thing. It's
What,
like
the
brown
brown
the hand
records.
gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and
No, it doesn't get bigger. Your flesh pretty much
it's
rots away.
putrefies.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
But yeah, they're nasty.
Yeah, one might say that would suck.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining the show. And also, you can check us out on these streaming networks. We would appreciate that. Radio Vegas rocks Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And that would be 5 a.m. Pacific. And then also Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern time. 1%. Now I'm back to the breast milk. 1 o'clock Pacific. Is that 1% breast milk or 2%? Hey, these
Low
things
fat?
are full fat breast milk. No, I used the full fat.
Skim breast milk.
And also, we are on Slings, Flings, and Dingalings Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. Check us out over there. That's at Eastern time. And you can always catch all of our episodes over at the Hush Your Face Network. All right, let's do some podcast shout-outs.
If you are looking for some other great podcasts to check out, we highly recommend these podcasts. 3 is Comedy with Jason, Bob, and Mindy, part of the Hush Your Face Network. They are now on Tuesdays and Fridays live.
Okay, and then we got Bad Cop, Jerry and Dave.
Who's Right with Doug and Anthony, part of the Hush Your Face Network.
Pat and Meller Show with Matt Meller and Viva La Pedros, also part of the Hush Your Face Network.
Bold and Belligerent with Lorne, Josh, Mike, and Luke.
Unrateable Rant with Juliet Miranda.
The Robin Slim Show with Robin Slim and Amanda. I'm not sure if Slambo's still on or not.
Slambo was on the last time. I think he was leaving. I haven't seen Amanda.
Okay. Also part of the Hush Your Face Network.
It's me, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm so
you always fuck
I
this
know,
up. When it's me, then it's you.
I got it.
It's like a clock.
Ice in the Face with Sarah and Rick.
Horribly Awkward with Sean Fuller, part of the Hush Your Face Network.
Now That I'm Older with Shane and Kenny.
Toe on the Trigger with Daniel, Nicole, and Courtney 3000. And guess what? Daniel got himself a steady piece of ass.
Did he?
Yeah, he's going out with he made it. It's Facebook official. He made the...
In a relationship post?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, Daniel's here.
I know.
Okay.
Her name's
Daniel,
Trinity.
how you doing?
All right.
So he's Facebook...
Yeah, like in the
Facebook-
Matrix?
Hmm?
Like in the Matrix.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what it
Trinity.
means.
You
do
Do you watch
Trinity.
any movies at all?
No, Trinity. You're right. Yes. You're right.
What are you doing here?
Just like the Matrix. Yes.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Also he's part of Hush Your Face.
Yes, he is. He's part of Hush Your Face.
Yes.
No. He's on Radio Vegas.
Oh, Radio
Rock.
Vegas Rocks. I knew he
Yeah.
just joined. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
He's not part of the Hush. He's not part of the Hush Your Face.
Not
Network.
yet.
Not yet.
The Story Behind with Emily Prokop.
The Nerd of Wells podcast with Eric, Sam, and Chris, part of the Hush Your Face Network.
The Horrible Gamers with Jesus, Ryan, Eric, Gunny, part of the Hush Your Face Network.
Epic Film Guys with Nick and Justin.
Everyone Has a Podcast with Adam and Brian.
Yeah, Adam, that antagonistic guy, got me thrown out of a... He didn't get me thrown out. I got thrown out. He provided the fuel.
Yeah, he lit the match. You were the gas.
He had the gasoline. I lit the match.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone has a pot. Well, I'm a jerk off.
Wow,
The
you're
naked-
a little hard on yourself, John. I don't think you're a jerk off.
Sorry. The Naked Porch Podcast with Ray, Danielle, and Chris.
The Hunan Rocky Star's new podcast. He's on episode 4.
Well, that was the last one. Yeah. And it's funny. I'm sitting there on the couch. I think I might have said this last time. I'm sitting on the couch and the phone rings. It's Rocky. I pick it up. I'm on the show. He's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just kind of hanging out in Ed." And he goes, "Oh yeah, we figured we'd call you, put you on the show." I'm like, "Oh, okay, here we go. Be funny." And I was working with him on some of his audio stuff, so we're kind of
Look at you, you're collaborators.
Yeah, we're tweaking some of his audio stuff, and it's fun to do. It's fun to help out him and other podcasters in the network. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that's you now.
Of course it is.
Actually, we skipped over me, but you can take it.
No, take it home, my friend.
Bro Ron's podcast. Okay.
Yes, the Bro Ron's podcast.
John didn't update this.
Why? What else what am I missing?
Well, it'd be nice to have the name of the guys that are.
Yeah, right. That's all I got. That's why I'm looking at you.
All right, you gotta out me. I don't.
Is that all you dreamed this would be, Dave?
His name is Daniel. I you know how I am. I don't know names. I forget.
Oh, shiny.
It's a good show. Him and his brother, the Bro-Rons. Get it, bro? All right, everybody. Thank you very much for listening to the Brand X Podcast. You can always find us on social media. We are at Brand X Podcast on Twitter. We are at Brand X Podcast on Instagram. We don't really do much over there. And we are also on Facebook at Brand X Podcast. But I don't know. It's just facebook.com/Brand X Podcast.
And don't forget that new number.
Right. Don't forget that new number, which is 8JoeABag3. Is it? I gotta look.
You don't even know.
How do I know?
That's easy to remember.
I don't even know my own number.
Yeah, it's 8JoeABags.
8JoeABags3. 8JoeABags3. Or if you don't remember that, it's 856-322-2473. Hey, Doug, next week call in and tell everybody about how I bashed when you called in. That should be a hoot. All right, everybody, come on back for another episode of the Brand X Podcast. Yeah, I hate that. You're ready to go, and you know how it's going to be, and you think it's going to be, and then you laugh through the whole thing and you fuck it all. That's terrible. You know what it is? It's premature ejaculation. That's exactly what that is. Premature ejaculation.
That's like when we were kids. Remember, was it?
We actually... You are a fucking bit killer. I swear to God. I've never seen anybody kill a bit like you kill a bit. Will you shut the fuck up so I can end the recording?
That's it. We're just getting into it.